Thank you for joining us and welcome sports fans. You are now watching Baseball Hippie Show, Baseball Hippie Show, Baseball Hippie Show. Wow, it's the Baseball Hippie Show. Welcome all, it's just love and baseball. Just love and baseball. Just love and baseball. Baseball Hippie Show. Welcome all, it's just love and baseball. Baseball Hippie Show. Welcome all, it's just love and baseball. Baseball, just love and baseball. Just love and baseball. Baseball, just love and baseball. Just love and baseball. Baseball
Booting
show.
around.
Welcome all, it's just love and baseball. Baseball Hippie Show. Welcome all, it's just love and
Warning
baseball.
track, warning track power.
Baseball, just love and baseball.
Now that's what I call warning track power.
Just love and baseball.
Welcome everybody, this is the Baseball Hippie Show. I'm the Baseball Hippie. It's a show about baseball, psychedelia, and denuclearization, and the Seattle Mariners, the Mariners of Seattle. Got my man, engineer extraordinaire, Brownbear.
Yo. Was good.
Nothing. To the bottom of me, we've got a lot of names for him, but we'll just call him Tobe. What's up, Tobe?
What's up, dude?
Chilling, not gonna lie. We did this once today already. And within the first 30 seconds, we had some technical difficulties. So we're running it back, which is fine. Because today's show is about positivity. So no matter how many times we got to run it back, or how many times my voice clips, the show must go on. We rocked so many technical difficulties in my life thanks to wire trash, as we call it now. Our software programs are failing us, and it's time for us to look at our infrastructure, reshuffle, speak to some stakeholders, and we might be launching a new product next season. But we're here now, and we're happy to be here. This is the 5th episode, and like every episode, I always gotta ask, Brown Bear, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing good. Glad to be back. We took a little break. It's been almost. I don't know if I had the date right on the last one, but it's almost 2 months, I think.
I saw June 27th on the Instagram.
It doesn't sound right to me, but that's what I saw too. So it must be right.
Doesn't sound right to me either, actually, now I think about it, because I looked up the Angels' record on June 27th, and they were 4 games over. I could have sworn they were not. They were. No, they were there. I think they were. All had already happened. What a day! What a time to be a Mariners fan. Always nice to have a show with you guys. And now we give it up to Tobe. What's going on, man?
Feels good to be back. I think, last time we got in a brawl with the Angels, MLB banned us for 2 months. We had a little more to do than the actual team did with the brawl, so we got involved. And they laid down a hefty ban on us, but we're back. We're back, and the Mariners are doing good, and the Angels are doing, I don't know, you look up the records.
Man, we were petty last show. We had a whole show about the fight, as they call it, but we knew it was going to be a turning point in the season. And man, if anybody should get his flowers, I gotta give it up to Brownbear again. We could just roll the tape, man. Roll the tape, because the Mariners are in the thick. I'm gonna knock on wood, but I'm gonna have to knock on a little wood here, but they're in the thick, man. this is a really special moment to be a Mariners fan, and after Ichiro Hall of Fame weekend, it's just serendipitous. We're back on, and I've been thinking a lot about like we're a baseball podcast, but we're definitely Mariners, and I really want to be a Mariners podcast, to be honest with you, because they're a whole thing. Like you could just talk. I could talk about the Mariners the whole time, but even still, as the Mariners are good, and like I don't know, there's still something about the game that attracts me too, and I think it's like that for a lot of baseball fans, maybe. But yeah, me and to Chicago last weekend, and we were Wrigley, so yeah, that was cool. And baseball lives, man. Like jazz or hip hop, man. They proclaimed it dead a long time ago, but it still lives. Still lives. Yeah, man, you guys got any opening thoughts before we hop into the shout outs?
Nah, I appreciate the love because I definitely went on a big rant a couple episodes ago about how the Mariners weren't as bad as people were thinking they were.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's why you get your flowers, because
yeah. No, I know. I'm just agreeing with you.
Steadfast. Yes. I think I didn't explain that through to the fans. I've talked about it a few, but we're gonna give you your flowers for the rest of the season because that was incredible. You came on like the first month. We had one of the worst months we've had.
You can't be panicking in May, dude. You can't. Yeah. It's a long ass fucking season.
Yeah, he said it, and then like that fight was the lightning that struck. It to me, as I said, the whole, you can run back last episode where it was just a frustration thing. I've seen it happen in baseball a lot, where one team's on the up, one team's on the decline, and there's a little friction. You know how friction works, and I'd be frustrated too. I like the Angels. You know, if they weren't our rival or whatever, what's not to like about them? They have two of the best players in, like, you know, maybe like possibly like two-decade players on a team. I mean, I feel bad for them is what I am, but they kind of did to themselves in a lot of ways.
Bro. Angels are trash, bro.
Yeah, they're talking about selling, man. How the times have changed since last time we on, man. They were up 3 games, man. They're now, a month later, whatever. Owners talking about selling the team, and they're trash. So it's tough. But it's also not being.
Are they gonna move?
No, I don't think they're gonna move.
Okay.
No, that market's so big.
He got booed. I heard he got booed. He like walked out on the field, and everyone just booed him hell loud. And he just like 5 days later, he just like, yeah, I'm selling.
He got in his feelings.
Yeah, but honestly,
why are they booing?
Honestly, that's actually a good business practice. Because he understood. I mean, okay. if you have real love for the team and you're getting booed as the owner, you should like recuse your ownership, because you really want to see the team win. You're the problem, probably. People are booing you.
I feel that.
He doesn't have to at least he doesn't have to live all like jaded, like, oh, I'm gonna own the team and just drive it even more into the ground because I hate everybody. You know, he's like, I'll give it up to a different ownership group and see what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they did the classic thing, which I feel like the Mariners have done in the past too. It's like you just get 2 big names to sell jerseys, and as the owner, you're probably like, shit, I kind of did my job. Like, we'll just fill in the parts from here, and it's like, it's not really how it works anymore.
Not even close. It's not even close, and it's kind of disrespectful to the game of baseball.
Yeah.
Which is a very challenging fucking game.
That's why the Angels are hated around the sport for sure.
I honestly, maybe it's because I'm keeping it positive tonight, but also they're so. Oh man, this gonna sound so backhanded, but their fall from grace and it's not even. I expected the Mariners to have this record they have now and to be playing this well. I didn't expect the Angels to fall off this hard. I thought they would at least be around 500. It's like Titanic, dude.
I agree. They need that Nickelback night, bro. You can't do a Nickelback night, bro. No over 500 teams doing a Nickelback night. Man, go on.
We won 15 in a row. They lost 15 in a row. All right, next subject. Just kidding. Now, if this isn't an Angels hate podcast, I guess I'm just trying
Yeah,
to
true, true. Sorry, Angels fans. We love you.
I'm not sorry.
LA's cool.
For the
Yeah,
record.
remember? Yeah, exactly. I'm not. I'll say
Fuck out of here. Switch the podcast.
Yeah. Well, that's a good segue into our shout outs.
We should find like an Angels podcast and at them and start a little war.
Oh
That'd be
man,
kind of nice.
I don't want that kind of smoke, dude. You know, I can almost guarantee you fools from Anaheim are tougher than us unless they're like some Orange County bros or something. They're probably like some biker dudes or something.
There's a lot of lifted trucks. There's definitely a lot of lifted trucks.
It's kind of like listen to Sublime, not like unironically vibes. I like Sublime. But I would tell people like when I was in Portland, I like Sublime, and they would be like, it would be very like, oh man, I grew up in SoCal. Like, you don't want to be like that, man. I'm like, be like what? You know. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm from Seattle. They're like lifted trucks, listen to Sublime, all fucking rowdy.
You don't practice.
I'm like, actually, I've really never met anybody like that before. It's like,
nah, dude, I can vouch. Snohomish is hella into fucking Sublime, and there's mad lifted trucks in Snohomish, dude.
That shit's real. Yo, we don't fucking practice no Santeria around here, boy.
Yo, Brown Bear. What if the Angels got sold to Snohomish? How would that'd be the craziest thing?
Yeah,
you would have to. Who would you root for?
Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim from Snohomish.
I would disown my Snohomish rights. I'd be officially Oregon from then on. I would never call myself a Washingtonian again.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I'm Mariners till I die. Portland could get a team, and I'm still the Mariners.
What if Portland got the Angels?
That'd be fucking whack, dude.
That would be so funny. That would be crazy.
That'd be a bummer.
Shit.
That'd be a major bummer.
Nah, I'm with you. Whoever I think. As Tobe said, the Angels aren't going to move. They're not going to move.
Yeah, that market's too big, dude. Yeah, they're staying.
Dude, and they're like across the street from fucking Disneyland. It's like built-in fucking fans, even when you're at your worst, dude.
Yeah, someone will buy that.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Anaheim Angels. I wish them the best. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. We're gonna focus on positivity today.
Yeah, my bad.
It's okay, man. It's okay. Everybody expresses positivity differently. Plus, there's an unapologetic for every unapologetic Mariners fan. There's an unapologetic Angels fanatic. So you're right. They're out there. We can add them. But again, I'm not smoke. I'm not tough, man. I'm not tough this year. That's what I've realized. When I got classes, I think. So yeah, we're shouting out this. We're gonna go to our shout outs now. I've been meaning to shout this guy out for like 6 weeks now, but this is like a month and a half ago. He's been smoking a dude playing catch outside the Giants game.
Just having a schmang.
Having a schmag. Bob Miller, I think his name is. The Giants announcer is by far the best announcer in the game.
Is that the announcer who said that? Because I'd never heard having a schmang before, and now it's like my favorite thing to say.
Yeah. Having a schmang.
I want to have a schmang, dude. This makes me want to fucking get back on the weed train, dog.
Don't do it, man. Oh, yeah, don't do it, man. Don't do it. But yeah, there's a lot of shout outs, man. So that's a shout out, but I had like hundreds of them all day and night. But then
hundreds of shout outs.
Yeah, like every couple days I'll be like, oh, I gotta shout that out on the show, and then this is the only one I could think of when the show came along. So shout out to that.
Respect.
Shout out to the Hawaii team that won the Little League World Series.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah! Shout out! I saw this game. I saw the.
They won. In their like 4 or 5 games, they scored 60-something runs.
Yeah, like 13 bombs or something too.
Crazy.
Or no, like 16. I saw some stat. Don't quote me on this, but it was like 16 bombs, and the rest of all the teams had 13 altogether.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I think they scored over 60 and they allowed like under 10 runs. I want to say as low as like 5, but again, yeah, I'm with you. Don't quote me on that, but it's impressive.
Yeah, they were going crazy.
They were good when we were in Little League World Series.
I feel like Hawaii's generally pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool if there was like a really good Hawaiian professional player. That'd be
there are multiple really good Hawaiian professional players.
Well, my fault.
They probably got some nice fields down there.
Yeah, I mean, like, who are they though? I'm talking superstar status though. Like, am I missing a big superstar who's Hawaiian?
I don't know about superstar, but definitely guys you're gonna recognize their names as soon as I can pull them up here.
Oh, my bad. Man, that's cool.
Christian Yelich.
No.
Christian Yelich.
I only said his name because we saw him drop a ball recently, and he fucked up so tough in this Cubs game. Oh yeah, shout out! We came back from Chicago. Shout out Chicago. Shout out the Cubs. Not shout out the White Sox, even though I do like the White Sox, so they kind of stuck like this year. But Cubs Stadium, first time going, beautiful stadium, epic.
Colton Wong, Kurt Suzuki.
No way.
Isaiah Connor-Falefa.
Oh, these are good names.
Wong in that game.
Shane Victorino.
Yeah, he made a nasty ass catch in that game. I shouted he broke his wrist. Looked like a little. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, you're thinking of Stephen Kwan, not Colton Wong.
Oh wait, who did you say? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Colton Wong. Kirby Yates.
He plays for the Brewers though, so we did see him on that team.
Oh, okay.
We saw Josh Naylor in the flesh. He's not Hawaiian, is he? He kind of looks like The Rock. That's why I say that.
No, Josh Naylor's Canadian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, my bad. I wasn't trying to diss Hawaii, but I am a Haole, so I guess, I've also never been to Hawaii, which is a tragedy because Hawaii is supposed to be one of the most beautiful places on earth. So
it is, but I think they don't want people to go there right now because tourists have been fucking it up like extra bad, worse than usual.
Okay. Well, I respect that. I know some people from Hawaii, and they said that that's the worst part about it. It's the history and just stuff we talk about on this show sometimes.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it positive, but definitely colonialism and shit like that is a big part of their history, and it's a big whack part of their history.
That's all I'm saying now.
Shit's nutty. Dude, actually, this is kind of unrelated, but I did watch that Manti Te'o documentary thing on Netflix. That shit's kind of nutty, too.
What was it?
I don't even know if I should bring this up. This is totally unrelated, but there's that Manti Te'o
I mean, he
untold
was
stories.
College football player who.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I didn't watch it, but
it's pretty good. It was pretty interesting. Respect to him, man.
I didn't really know that story.
It's a super weird story, but he's interviewed through the whole thing, and he does an amazing job just explaining his side of it and his thought process. My one takeaway, I mean, not to go too deep into it, but it doesn't have anything to do with the drama of it, but he talks about, I mean, he was like the most highly touted football player from Hawaii in a really long time, and he was about to go to USC, and I guess he's like super religious, and he said he was leaving church one day, like literally about to declare to USC the next day, and he ran into someone or either had some sort of vision, and someone was just like, yeah, man. He's like, you have to go to Notre Dame, bro. He's just like, fuck. He's like, I don't even want to go to Notre Dame. And he just went to Notre Dame out of nowhere. Everyone was like, what the fuck? And then he just killed it. Had like a crazy 4 years at Notre Dame. And he said it was super hard to adjust because it was just cold. It was snowing and shit all the time. I was like,
A nice option to have.
Damn.
Like, God, I can go to USC or I can go to Notre Dame.
yeah.
Both fucking epic schools.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's weird too because I was like, damn. I think they were talking about how Notre Dame kind of sucked too at the moment, and everyone's just like, damn, you could be on like Pete Carroll's USC post like Reggie Bush or just like kind of slumping Notre Dame, and then they were just killing it. And then the year he was there, they went to the national championship and he had a game.
Damn.
Yeah. So shout out that dude.
Yeah.
Rough,
Yeah.
I'll have
tough
to check
times,
it out.
man. It's super interesting. I had nothing but respect for him, to be honest, after I watched the whole thing, man. But it had nothing to do with baseball, sorry.
No, dude, it's cool. We got,
Derailed. Totally derailed the
we
call.
got to
good,
Hawaii,
man.
so it's fair play.
Yeah. The conversation takes us where it takes us, man. That's the great thing about the Baseball Hippie Show. Me and Tobe been taking batting practice at these batting cages near our house.
Show him that bat, man. Got that
So-
32.
Remember, if you ever
Oak.
come visit, man.
Or no, maple. That 32 maple.
We
Sick.
got the 32 maple, and we got a bag of balls, man, and we are ready to go. Me and Tobe call R&D. What we like to do
Yeah.
is like play.
Company
and,
has
like,
we put a
talk,
lot
be,
of money in
like,
our
pretty
R&D
heavy.
department.
Yeah, it's like we'll talk about our swing. I'll ask what feels wrong, man. How'd that go? We came down there with 10 balls left with 11, man. There was
Hey.
we lost 2 balls, but we on 3 balls.
Yeah, we got a couple little magic little league balls out in the cut.
Yeah.
We're top down, so we focus on the R&D for the next couple, whatever. Then we get the product on the field, but we like, there's something
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Something there. We both hit a home run, respectively. Just threw a man out of home, making plays.
Yep. Yeah, I hit it Oppo Boppo last weekend over like a 200-foot fence. It felt fantastic, man.
Damn,
Broke a
that's
car
dope.
windshield straight through the windshield of a Scion SC.
Really?
That wasn't true. No, that's not true at all. But yeah, we got close. I'm not gonna lie. It was right into a parking lot, but
I've
we were
never
good,
hit a
man.
home run in my life, dog. Never ever.
you could definitely.
Oh, you'll hit one. I did the same thing. I wasn't the first thing I said. I was like, I've never hit a home run in my entire life.
Yeah, I was always like a
You'll hit-
double singles hitter myself.
Oh, we'll get you with that 32 maple. You'll be hitting ding dongs, man.
Yeah,
You'll definitely be hitting ding
I've
dongs.
never
take you
played with a
lower
wood
woodland.
bat. I've hit a
Oh,
wood bat in
man.
a batting cage, but I've never played a game with a wood bat.
It adds some pop. There's definitely some poppage, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's fun, man. It's good times. But like
Sounds
again,
fun.
we play on the 60-foot bases with like. There's like 2 fields that it's a lot harder to hit a dinger, but you still could if you got. I swear, if you got all into it, you probably could. And then there's 2 that's like relatively easy. Like I hit an Oppo, which is like I'm not really opposite power, man. That was really never on my stat card ever. Like I was a C or a 50 going to the other way, Definitely not one of these guys getting 80s on that. But
Well,
man,
it's,
shout out baseball, man. Shout out your friend Peter. That shit's fun, man.
yeah, internet. If anyone wants to run it up, Thursdays, 8 o'clock, Lower Woodlands, Seattle, Washington. Pull up. Say you're a fan of the pod.
Come say hi.
Open
We'll be out there.
invites.
I love it because I swear I'm seeing an organic beer league grow in front of my eyes. And I was talking to my friend James in Austin about it, and he's like, "Oh shit, this is exactly how our league started." And I was like, "Well, the cool thing is people don't like throw fast or like you kind of just pitch batting practice." And he's like, "Oh, it'll change." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "This is how it goes, man.
It
The
already
more
has.
talent,
It's kind of weak.
the more talent shows up." Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, man, I hope it never changes because, like, Last time I was there, I drank 6 beers. I'm like in the infield, like I really hope the ball doesn't come to me right now.
Dude, it
Kind
gets
of
scary.
kind of squeezed, and the lights are tracers. Seeing EQC tracers everywhere. But I'll say this, man, till the day I die, and I hope Tobe doesn't take offense to this, but like I don't care at all. I realized from the last game I played that I am a competitive person when I sign up for something competitive, but I'm just there to chill and not die, and like not get hurt by a hard ball or a bat. So like it's like skiing to me. It's like I just come, you know, get my little party on and leave.
Oh
Like
yeah, man.
I'm not like a backcountry skier. It's like the same thing, I'm not trying to take it to that level. Where it's like,
Oh yeah, man. Totally
yeah,
agree. That's the right attitude. I think with all of us, it's safety first because writing's on the wall when you're playing hardball, wooden bat, and everyone's pretty drunk. So it's like
yeah,
the longer we can keep anyone else from injuries, because one bad injury is gonna ruin it. So like, yeah,
so
we're just
true.
gonna keep it cruising, man. We're just gonna keep it doing. It got a little competitive the other day, and it ended fine, but yeah, we're
That
just
was
keeping
a
it up.
fun ending. What happens is the lights go off at 11:15, so we came back by like 10, and I hit a homer. Tobe hit some things. We all came back, so our team tied it up. Then we hit a home. One of our guys hit a homer to deep center, and it was like 2 runs. And we were like, "It's over. Lights are about to go off." And then the other team was like,
Smoked a cigarette on his way
"Yeah," on
home,
his way
bro. And he's
home.
like,
And
"It's
then
over.
the
It's
other
over."
team, the other
Everyone's like,
team,
"What the
we
fuck?"
crowded them at the. And then the other team was just like, "Nah, man. Lights have gone off. Yeah, let's go." Got the last out. Came back. And
With six
Tobes for
minutes,
Simon in
6 minutes
6 minutes.
left. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oppo Boppo down the line wins the game. Congrats to them. That was crazy.
Yeah, it's tight.
So yeah,
Nice,
anyways, we'll
man.
get it. Let's get into real baseball. But yo, I love you guys. Love the shout outs. Those are shout outs for this show, man. We've been doing this for quite some time. Fifth episode, third season, baseball hippie show. Tobe, we got to give you the keys to the social needs. We need you. We need you, man. Soon. We need a
Needs.
following, dude.
Playoff time, man. I say September, man. We get it to end of September, October. We're getting. We'll pop it. We'll pop it off. Once the streets need us. Right now, we're
go around
just.
league and let's go first. Let's go right into Mariners because then we can end the show with around the league because there was obviously a lot that went down, but I mean between Soto and Tatis and all that, if we'll get into it, but it's not like something you have to like. It's not like breaking news or anything. Like if you're a baseball fan, you're pretty much probably in tune with that at this point. But man, Mariners, what's going on in Mariners world, y'all? What is going on in Mariners world?
Los Bomberos.
Yeah, Los Bomberos. We got a name for the bullpen, which may or may not have been a good idea.
Tobe did comment.
Well, they said it. They said it on TV. I was like, damn.
11 earned run average since the nickname is a wild stat, but
Or I guess they didn't say it on TV. I read that on the internet.
How many games is that? Plus
six or seven.
Yeah.
But fuck it. I think you look at the whole year, man. Like I mean, that's good. I'd rather have it now than September or October. You know what I mean? You can't be. You're gonna give up on 11. You're gonna give up the runs statistically wise.
Absolutely, and they can't be perfect. They've been great all year. They're gonna make mistakes, and that's a lot of people fail to see that. It's so easy in baseball to be in the moment and to fall victim to the small sample size, but you have to remember it's such a long season, and the one time they mess up is going to stand out in your head way more than the 20 times that they give up no runs, So
yeah,
but we're holding our own. Right now we're in the second wild card spot, a half a game back from the first wild card spot, and a half a game ahead of the third wild card spot. and I think it's going to be like that until we get to the end of the season.
I agree.
It's gonna be a
100%.
fun finish. Oh,
I want us to run away with it, but that will be the most surprising thing of ever. But it could, because they've surprised me every turn this season. Every fucking turn. I'm not one of those people like you, Brown Bear. I was wavering. I was a little nervous, man. I'll say it. In May, I was just like, because I knew they had a good squad, but I know how baseball works, man. It's just like momentum is a mother. And what I love about this team is they are short-lived memory. Like, once they did that, because they still, when they lose, they lost a big series recently. Doesn't matter. They came back, did what they had to do against Cleveland, right? They just do. It's not. I don't know. There's just something just straight up different about the squad. It's just, man, it's refreshing. It really is.
hey, special shout out. I don't even think, or actually, 100%. We haven't talked about it, but special shout out to Luis Castillo on the Mainers now since last time we've had a podcast, and he's the fucking man, dude. He's the fucking man. He's killing it, and yeah, that's all we gotta say, man. He's our ace now. Dude is fucking great trade, great pickup.
Robbie Ray's not bad either.
Yeah, Robbie Ray's killing it.
Kind of cold, but
He's
he's
been great. He's had a couple stinkers.
phenomenal.
It's a great season. Great season so far.
He's a dog, dude. He's tight. I'll fuck with him.
Last game, yeah.
When
do
you
you have?
have
No earned
only
run?
like 2 pitches, maybe 3 pitches as a major league pitcher, you're gonna get got sometimes. But he, like you say, he's a dog. He comes out, he's got the fucking dog in him. He doesn't give up. And if you really, I think I'd have to look closer. But if you take away the two clunkers against Houston, like about a month ago, I really think his last like 20 games or so have been pretty impressive.
Super nice. Super nice. I think Castillo helps having them. You got 2 dudes with kind of different pitching styles back to back. But that dude's a dog, man. You get a dude after a Cy Young year, you never know what's gonna happen, and he probably could have, whatever, fluttered out after the Castillo thing pickup, and it was just like, shit, they got the new ace. And I mean, you could look at it. I know for a fact his numbers since they got Castillo have been very nice, dude. Like, dude's a dog. He wants his career numbers to be beastly, dude. He wants to go down as one of the greatest,
Yeah, I just feel like it's got to take a little pressure off you too. I know you want to be that dude,
Definitely.
but at the same time, you don't want to be the only dude. It's good to know that it's not all on your shoulders.
Totally. Especially when you just throw gas, it's like, dudes are just waiting to tag you up. Especially like a team like Houston, it's like, shit, if there's,
I mean, starting pitching plus, it's like we're cooking. We're cooking with hot oil, and it's funny how the first time when you start winning games, consecutively, like the Mariners have, and just play good baseball for three quarters of a season, you start saying, "Dang, the management's making really good, smart decisions." And like, I'm gonna speak about that a little bit. Is like, I'm out there in Chicago, and Dr. Josh Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, he's related to Mike Schmidt, obviously, but he's telling me how putting Seawald in the 7th is the plan if the 1, 2, 3 batters are up, and this is the new style of baseball. And I'm like, whoa, because the save is a huge stat for a closer and for someone who wants to like make money, to get the big paycheck. Really, that's what it's about. But he said that early in the season, guys like Seawald were just like, it doesn't matter, just put me in wherever. And that's why you see Seawald not coming in the 9th a lot. So that to me, that's some new. I don't know. Did he invent that? Who invented that? Because that's crazy.
He talks about it.
That was a great
idea. Service. Scotty he talks about it post game all the time. He says that's his strategy. That was their strategy this year.
Is he the first to do this though? Because
I don't think he said it was his idea. He said it's the team's idea, but No, it's got to be a Tampa Bay thing for
Yeah,
sure.
they're not the first people to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking. Yeah,
That's got to be a
still
Tampa
though.
Bay or Oakland thing for sure.
I like those. I like it, and I also want to say one other thing, which is a little more bummerish to me because I'm a huge fan. But we were talking, we had the hard discussion off air about Kyle Lewis when he, and what to do with him. And there was articles written at the time. Again, this was between the last show and now, and they made the hard decision of uh, sending their once rookie of the year back to the minors because of all the injuries and to just because he wasn't hitting. And the reality of it is it's not about him. It's about the other guys that are doing well. And that is the championship mentality because we just watched Demo hit another big homer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like star power is a thing. I would love to see Kyle Lewis be the rookie of the year, Kyle Lewis. We all would. But if it's taking at bats away from Haggerty or more at this point, it's just strictly unfair, and it's not a winning game mentality. I don't know what you think.
I
And Slam
love
Tana
K-Lou,
too.
but K-Lou was not passing the eye test. Dude, you could just look at that kid, and he was not right.
What's going on?
Yeah, it was weird too because he
got
seemed
paper
hot
mache for
before.
knees.
He seemed hot before the little concuss thing too, but still, I don't know. Maybe that was just because he was hot coming back.
Yeah.
But
He was just good for like a couple games, and then he just
what's his age? What age are we talking about?
a
Like
couple
late 20s, like 27, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he
Yeah,
had
27. Good call.
yeah.
He still got some years.
Exactly. We'll see. It doesn't matter. Is the thing is that he wasn't producing this year, and we might see him still this year. He might
Shout out him for trying though, man. I remember we were at the game where we hit a home run. It was an emotional little thing, dude. Shout out. That's a big battle, man. You probably could have given up. You got the mills. Like you probably be set for the rest of your life. It's a cool thing to just keep trying, get back in the league. I don't know if that counts for anything, but
I mean, I like him. I'm just saying, like, with the championship pedigree, and again, maybe it's just because we're winning. It's just what you do, man. There's just tough decisions every day. And that isn't even a tough one, man. I don't know. I kind of started to agree. Brownbear, he's like one of my favorite players, but it's like, in the end of the day, you set test and just.
The huge thing is
we're a team that is playing well together, and we could have done a million things to fuck that chemistry up, but we did the opposite, and that's why I think the Mariners are making the playoffs this year.
Yeah, and the huge thing, in my opinion, is we're number one. They're number one rated defense in the league, and that's not by accident. It's like every single person on the team who doesn't even start is if they're not hitting, they're adding to the defense.
That's why
Sam Haggerty and Demo and even Carlos Santana is great first baseman. Like that is a huge thing where Kyle Lewis, I mean, you love the guy, but it's like if he can't add a plus defensive rating, it's like that's tough in the end of the day when you're trying to focus so many chips on like being the number one defensive team because it really has paid off, dude. Like we were talking about, I've never seen, I mean, I don't know if there's a stat for this, but I've never seen more infield thrown out plays at home in the last month or two than I've, you know what I'm saying? Like,
been pretty crazy.
It's crazy, dude. I was like, that is so many runs saved, dude. It's crazy how much that defensive rating actually really does, especially if you're winning all these one-run games, man. Like, it's got to be like, same with Kells. That's why Kells had to go, bro.
If you're going to be a full-time DH, you got to hit at least 260, 270, or it's just a waste of time. So he couldn't play the field. He couldn't be a DH. He's got to go back. And I read that he was pretty upset about it, and he caught off guard by it. But hopefully he's doing a little like soul searching exactly, and like what went wrong because it wasn't good, man. You can't not be able to play in the field and not.
Plus,
be able to hit.
It makes you better in the end. I've seen it Like it's not like, again, I know I use this example every time, but it's not like Scotty's out of a job. He still plays in the league. A lot of highly touted prospects get dropped by their squad that they came up with, man. And it's because they don't do, there's a threshold for that. And once you hit that threshold, you get paid glorious or something big happens for you. But it's sad. It's a tough sport, man. I'm learning that this year.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's just so tough where I'm starting to realize like the Mariners are just doing a lot of good things, and it's really, I mean, the Kansas City Royals are like still to me kind of like a blueprint. But there's a lot of blueprints now, but it's just like, I don't know. Star power just doesn't have as much as like what it meant. I swear I came to that the other day because I'm like, I just can't like Haggerty because he's just scrawny and he just doesn't have this like swag of like, he tries to have a swag, but he's not like a big time dude. But then I think I'm like, maybe that is what he's the prototypical what the league is become, is like, you don't need a Trout. You need a bunch of Haggerty. You gotta have. You need a Trout like a Rodriguez.
I'd say you
need
need
everything.
Yes, you need a Haggerty or two.
Okay,
On your
thank
team.
you. You're right.
But I tell you,
You're
he's
absolutely
a
right.
perfect,
You're 100% right. My
perfect
allegory
utility
was
player.
wrong.
Yeah, I feel like that's always been a thing. He's kind of a little Willie Bloomquist type of vibe, you know.
That's all I'm saying is like sticking with the guys that are doing well is just such a classic way of a winner.
You need a Little League World Series type of dude. You know, you need that dude on the team.
Dude, speaking of Little League World Series, which was great from this year, what Josh also mentioned when we were in Chicago, and I'm going to segue a little more league wide because we don't have to wrap up Mariners yet, but just real quickly as a side note, the fall of Bellinger and Yelich has to be like documented somewhere. Like why is Bellinger and Yelich not good right now?
I mean, they both were pretty significantly hurt.
Okay.
Like, I think you have to factor that in. That, you know, even like small injuries could completely change the trajectory of your career. But then there's other things to compound on top of that. Like the ball is since they were both had. I feel like they were MVPs back to back. Maybe I think Yelich and then Bellinger. I feel like the ball has changed 2 or 3 times since then. The way pitchers are pitching has changed because sticky stuff they've gone from not using it to now. I think people are under the assumption that they're using it again because spin rates are back up and shit. So they absolutely are. So
what's
basically,
that dude? Karinchich for show is
Karen Jack, yeah.
Karen Jack, boy.
We'll go there. Okay, keep going, bro. But I'm gonna talk about Karasek for a second.
I'm not saying that this is like 100% for sure or anything, but my observations of it is since the years that they went back to back MVPs, they've both been significantly hurt, out for a good amount of time. And during the time that they were out, there was a lot of changes in the game, in the design of the game. And then they come back, and the game's a little different. They're working back from injury. I'd have to look at their specific injuries, but if you have a bad back injury or a bad wrist injury, that can completely change your swing, you know? And again, I'm not trying to say that that's exactly what happened, but that would be where I would look myself.
That's a good call.
It's a great take, yeah. Man, well, this game, dude, the game moves fast and it's hard. But playing great baseball, that's why you dance when you win, man. That's how you dance when you win. When they had the walk-off, me and Tobe were at a walk-off on Friday, and the whole squad danced like some Irish jizz. The center of the stadium.
Yeah, they do the little newlywed Irish wedding.
Yeah, dude. They do like
that was tight. Oh yeah, speaking of the walk-off, shouts out because talking about our last pod, he definitely wasn't there. You got mentioned. Shouts out Mitch Haney, dude. That dude.
I mean, we're talking
Obviously
injuries.
he went 100 days off, and his numbers. I don't know if we can pull up his numbers since he's come back, but they are hot, dude. Dude's a pro, and everyone who talks about him, man, he is just the dude. Once we call him Mitch the Stitch. You might want to look up why, but we won't talk about it here. But yeah, man, that dude's the dude.
Mitch.
That dude is the dude.
I call him the Mitchiation, aka the situation. I'm gonna just call him
the Mitchuary.
Man,
but yeah, he's the shit, and also I think it was probably just me. I think these guys knew, but high ankle sprain, 100 days. I was like, what's good with that? But then he comes back and watching his swing, I clearly forgot that the dude is ballerina roller skate ice skater when he swings, dude. His ankle nubs are touching the ground every time, dude. He needs that ankle stability. So
it's true. He's like
pays off that, and it's tight that the Mariners could hold their record till he got back. But and then you're talking about trade deadline, add a new bat. It's like, man, that dude comes back. It's like you don't really need to add a bat, man. That dude is legit.
Yeah, I wish they weren't counting on Kyle Lewis so much to be
true.
Post deadline bat.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it, I guess, but I would hope that who's like watching him in AAA. He didn't look good, at least to me, when he was in the majors. So I don't know what they saw that told him that he was ready. And then the fact that, not to harp too much on the kid, I feel bad. I'm being negative here, but if you can't be available to play every single day, you need to go back to rehab. Like, that's very basic to me. We can't waste a roster spot on someone who needs days off in between playing in the field, you know?
So, it became inevitable. I mean, assuming it became apparent.
Yeah, and that's the difference between him and Mitch. You see Mitch,
Mitch,
when Mitch came back, he looks so healthy, and he looks so good in his swing. He looks good running the bases. He looks good in the field. And then you see a guy like Kyle, and like no fault of his own, he was coming back from his like third horrific knee injury, and then he gets hit in the head with a pitch. It's it's not his fault, but someone's got to step in there and say like, kid don't look right. Send him back. So
yeah,
I hope him and Kells are having some powwows together, figuring out what's going on.
I mean,
yeah,
but what you're talking about. You're talking about it like they're dead, man, and me and you both know. Okay.
They're not dead.
I'm just saying though, maybe, but just saying this, they're both gonna be don't you figure they'll both get the September call up in a season where the September call up will be fucking kind of a big deal because we're not be like a scrubby team. We're gonna be like a
Hells gets this playoff
contender. So isn't that gonna be weird to have these two dudes that both for different reasons were just the writing was on the wall that they shouldn't be up. I'm just saying we might see a redemption song with at least one of them. I don't know.
If they're playing well, if they shouldn't get this, they shouldn't get a call up in September just because they've been here before. I'd rather see someone like Trammell if he's healthy. I'd rather see.
Ooh, we were talking about Trammell the other day.
I don't know who else is down there. We're getting a little sparse down there in Tacoma.
Jed Long Jr. Dude.
Nah, dude, he's long.
Yeah, he's gone. We
don't have Marmoleos.
He's gone. But I do think to back up probably both of your arguments to what we were talking about before, it's kind of like it's sad, but it's also a good sign that the Mariners right now are talking about it's playoffs, baby. They're just like, dude, it's like obviously it's like no bad blood. We love you. We want you to do good and we gave you the shot, but like it's playoff time, dude. It's playoffs. It's like we got to ride or die. If you ain't gonna be there in October, then we don't want to give you the ABs, man. Like, that's just how it is. And I fuck with it. Because it's like, dude, I mean, Haggerty has fucking earned his little spot, and Demo's in her spot. And I think really what got Kyle Lewis out of the picture is the Carlos Santana pickup because Ty France is injured, but Carlos Santana has been doing really good on DH. He had a couple clutch, late inning RBIs early on. They're like, well, we'd rather have a backup first baseman because Ty France has been getting banged up of recent. So I don't know. I think it's good. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. We love Kyle Lewis, man. We're a big Kyle Lewis pod, but I think there'll be a next year. Fuck it. He's 27.
He's
27. He'll come back.
I can't really decipher too much.
I don't think the rosters get expanded as much as they used to for September. That's what I'm trying to look up right now. I feel like it's only.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
See,
What used to happen? Wait, can you guys fill me in on that? They used to expand it a little bit in September.
I think they used
people
to
were getting
they could just call up like whoever they wanted basically for the end of the year. But I don't.
No, it was a 40-man roster, right? Is that what it is right now? No, maybe I'm wrong.
It's 20. Okay. So the active roster is 26 during the regular season. I don't know what it used to get expanded.
I know it. I'm pretty sure it got at least in the 90s. It was a 40-man roster. I'm pretty sure because I remember people using that.
In September. Damn.
Well, the 40-man roster is still a thing. That's like that's who's
ready
active.
To go.
Yeah, that's like who's active on the team, who you're using their options of going back and forth between the major leagues and AAA. 40-man roster is still a thing. That's different. Okay. That's different than the like on-field traveling with the team in the clubhouse roster, which is 26. And for what I'm seeing, I think it's 29.
Oh, yeah. Here's what I'm reading: an article in August 2021. September call-ups this year are just 2 players.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Trammell. I like Trammell, bro. I think Trammell is defensive plus. He was killing it.
I think it'll be Trammell and a pitcher.
Yep. There we go.
And we have that dude Boyd that we got with the Kirk Casale trade. So I don't know if he's going to be healthy or not. But I could see Trammell and Boyd. I could see Trammell.
Look back at this pod when that happens in a couple months, baby. Brown Bear called it.
Yeah, Trammell and Torrens or Trammell and
that in Vegas.
I feel like there's a Sheffield. Okay. You can have Sheffield come up. I don't know what's going on with Chef, but
I don't know.
I'm just throwing names out there.
I like Sheffield, but damn.
I'm just throwing names out there at this point.
That boy has given up a few shows here and there.
He's not who he is.
Dude, this is really random, but I do want to bring this up, but because I did kind of clown on him earlier in the year, but how do we find it? Swanson's numbers are crazy, bro.
Yep.
They're awesome. Dude has fucking insane numbers this year. Eric Swanson.
Man, I didn't know the 40-man roster was like this complicated.
ERA,
even before in 2019 when they
42
changed.
Innings.
Who?
Eric Swanson has a .86 in 42 innings pitched.
Yeah, I know.
He's a beast.
We've had crazy,
nuts, bro.
Sticking with Munoz was also a great decision.
Yeah,
it's like crazy bullpenners this year.
Fire, man.
Yeah, well, it's a good time, and it's interesting because, what are our true predictions here? Like, what are we glassy-eyed? I'm interested in Brown Bear.
Hold on, you're right, Jet. So it used to be they could carry up to 40 players in the month of September, but now it's been capped at 28.
I saw that, but it's also the 40-man roster isn't just 40 dudes on the bench. Like it's like a little. I think you're right where it's like you could one dude will be on the active roster that day, but could just be activated at any time with the 40-man roster. That's the sense I get. So, I don't know. Maybe there was 40 dudes.
Yeah, no, it's people who are like active. You're actively using their like minor league options in bringing them back and forth. They're either playing on the major league team, on the injured reserve list, some other reserve list, like the paternity list or something, or they're
Yeah.
dudes in the minors who you plan on bringing up at some point. Because having them on the 40-man roster protects them from like the Rule 5 draft. Protects them from that. But also it starts the clock with like their minor league options. So like if you have someone on the 40-man roster for a certain amount of time, they're going to eventually run out of options. You're going to have to DFA them or whatever.
Yeah. It's hard business.
And if you're not on the 40-man roster, you can't be called up from the minor leagues. Like that's who's available to be called up.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to do some episode about the just most wild 40 late call up. There's probably been a couple who just were like monsters on the late call up. September call up stars. Well, it'll be different this year, so yeah, we'll check in with you in a couple of days actually, and we'll know. Damn, I think absolutely right. I don't think we're gonna see. Actually, I'm not gonna say that, man. I'm not gonna say that. I actually still think we're gonna see a Kellenic or Lewis sighting. I just know,
Bro.
I mean,
Kells, dude, is gone.
Kells is gone.
I still believe it. I believe he can come back from his woes, but I think he needs to stay in AAA.
Yeah. Not this year.
No, I'm with you, Tobe. Not this year. He's gonna put too much pressure on himself. I feel like it'd be good for him to be made to sit this shit out. Like, sorry, dude, you're not ready. Go to work. Go to work.
Exactly.
You're not ready.
Go to work, man. Shit. Oh, actually, okay. And then one last thing. Let's talk about this little J-Rod contract. We haven't talked, Obviously, everyone watching probably knows about that, but big shouts out to boy Julio.
Pretty wild, dude.
What's up? It's pretty wild. Personally, yeah, I like it. I'll start off, and I know you guys will hate me for this, but I'm an NBA boy. I don't like plus 10 contracts, but I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it. I think that's they. And Jess, you brought up a great point. They don't want another A-Rod situation. They gotta do this, and it shows J-Rod wants to be in Seattle, but I don't like.
He's the one who asked for like the escalation clauses with the MVP vote and stuff too.
I like that because it keeps them working. Because in my mind, okay, so this is why I say I don't like the 10 years. For other people, there's other examples where maybe a plus 10 contract I don't think is the best option. For a J-Rod, I actually think this is dope. I think he's a perfect candidate for a dude because he's a dog. He wants to work, obviously. He asked for the shits, and he's about to put in the work. And he hasn't even, he's not even on a playoff experienced team. So there's a lot to work to do. But in general, I just think I think how the NBA does it where it's like a 5-year and then your team has the first option to extend it or whatever. But I shouldn't start off with that. I just want to say congratulations to the boy. We love J-Rod. It's a dope signing. It's good for Seattle. It's really cool.
Yeah. No, I love it personally.
I agree. I mean, I think, it's more symbolic than anything, obviously, if he keeps having good. Well, I guess, the one thing is if, he just shits the bed some miraculous way, then it's a bad contract. But you're the pretty fair assumption is dude was going to get paid at some point in his career, and I thought it was a symbolism on his end more than anything to say look, I'm not going to do the city of Seattle the way others might have. To me it was a commitment. I want to be a Griffey, I want to be a Ichiro, I want a statue. It was I want to do it as a Mariner. Which, it's kind of goosebumps, man. Because it's I don't know. I think we won him over this year. I think he likes it here. And come from a dude, from Dominican, I don't know. Again, that doesn't make, you can love Seattle and be from anywhere, love any place. But I respect him, dude. I think he, from the day he came into the Mariners, one thing that was really noticeable about him Julio was his maturity, and you could tell that he got it. He has this sense of understanding what some of the things are about, and I think this is he's just trying to check his list off. He just says he knows he learned from A-Rod. He doesn't want to be a villain. He doesn't. He's like, look, I'm gonna give it 10 years. If I'm still filthy in 14 years, but he's probably gonna just. The hope is he plays for us forever. Now I've seen a lot of situations, so I don't. Again, this is our team, guys. I'm not gonna bring negativity into the podcast, but what we now need to do is have a championship team for the next 10 years, and I'm not even over exaggerating. Like, we need to be competitive and not stop, because that's where I think Josh and I really talk long hours under the drinking and talking about, well, we've been bad for 20 years. There have been repeating division winners, and some are some are the Dodgers and they can just buy everybody, but some are like the A's, some are like the Cardinals or the Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? It's like
those are better examples.
You get what I'm saying? It's like,
totally.
but the A's won the division 3 years in a row, I'm pretty sure, in the last decade. So it's like, you can't argue that it's just like payroll and stuff. There has to be, And the Mariners aren't a payroll.
They have Billy Bean. They have a movie. They got fucking what's that motherfucker? GQ, man. Sorry. I'm sorry, Jess. That was not helpful at all. I was trying to think of the actor who played his name in the movie.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. Jesus. That was fucking rude.
I was trying to figure out where you were going with that.
No, yeah. I was going to say they have Brad Pitt.
Yo, real quick, though, because I read Moneyball last year on the show, I'm also going to read Juiced. So this Felipe walked in the baseball.
You should have a tiny bookshelf. You should have a little tiny bookshelf on your wall with just those two.
The baseball hippie reading list. So we're gonna add that to it. But yeah, I think again, goosebumps, or we're just the most cursed organization of all time. Frankly, like Julio, I think is gonna.
Don't even bring that energy. I
think he's gonna live up to his side of the bargain. And now it's an interesting thing, because it's like the Mariners, especially if they can make the playoffs this year.
Honestly, it's still a steal for us if we end up paying him $400 million, dude. Because if we'd waited and given him a contract 5 years from now, he'd be getting a way higher annual average annual value. People are going to be getting like $50 million a year contracts by that point.
Great point. I mean, once he wins Rookie of the Year too after this, yeah.
I don't know. My point is, like, he's got a bag. He's got a potential to get an even bigger bag. But with the way the sport and contracts grow, like, we got in at the right time. And I think he understands that. And I think he, like, I don't know. He seems like a humble enough dude to realize that, like, you don't need more than $400 million. He's like, kids are going to be fucking wealthy because of that, you know? Like,
for real.
And he seems to get that. The only other thing I'll say is I'm really curious where the not to harp too much on this, but where did the fucking Mather shit about him not being able to speak English come from? Because I've never once heard J-Rod and been like, what is he saying? He speaks really good English.
Dude, you know what's interesting is that I actually watched a thing about it. I'll try to pull up the clip after this, but they said when he first got signed by the Mariners that in the contract his parents signed with him because he was under 18, they said that the Mariners, one of the things they wanted, or one of the things that J-Rod and his parents asked for, is that they could pay to have him learn English and have that be a big part of, or not a big part, but just be a part of the thing. And that they really were like, we want him to learn, or he wanted to learn English because he was, I don't know, the exact reasons. We could all probably spitball a few, but but like, obviously,
bro,
Yeah, but I think
Sharp
that was
cookie,
his
dude.
demeanor because he was just like shit. Like I think I mean as I don't know who there's probably 1,000 reasons for it, but I think that was like I think it's an interesting way. I just show I don't know. I think his I don't know. He's full of shit, dude. His whole okay. So first off, then we're gonna break down like his. We didn't even talk about the home run derby appearance too. Where like he has the dude who pitches like, and even Baseball Ninja broke it down where he pitched like the most immaculate BP to him ever, and then they like talk about this dude is like the dude who like helped him in the DR like get his batting stance and all this crazy shit. So like I just think like the people surrounding J Rod and this shit is just like I don't even know what my point is, but I just think like he's a dope dude. He's got a dope family, like he's got a dope team around him. Like we've watched a lot of sports, but like anytime there's a kid and then he's got like a bunch of dope people around him, like that's cool, man. It's cool as hell because there's a bunch of people who grow up in the sports and don't have cool people around them. They actually have a bunch of like leech people around them, and not obviously, but not obviously. I don't know about baseball because I feel like in other sports probably happens even more. But yeah, shouts out to J Rod, shouts out to his family, man. Shouts out to all the young guys. Shouts out to George Kirby getting it, man. I feel like he'll probably have a couple Rookie of the Year votes at the end of the day, dude. He's killing it.
He is.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff. I'm gonna I mean, Bremer, unless you got something to say, I kind of like, I feel like it can be, wrapped up in saying that. Well, Bremer, you got anything before we close up?
No, we good.
Okay. I feel, and again, this might just be some baseball hippie talk, but man, the love of the game is real. It's a real thing. I see it at the beer league. I see it when we go to the game. We see it on the podcast, man. J-Rod gets it, dude. He understands the most important part of baseball, which is to just go and play every day and do your job. And I really believe in the kid because he's had tough parts of the season. He's not refined. He's got some stuff to work on. But man, I don't know what the internet's saying, but anyone who would say this is a bad contract is like, I don't think they're seeing. I don't even know why anybody would say that. First of all, but like
I've seen both sides of it. I've seen some people say it's a bad contract for him because he's underselling himself, and I've seen the other side of people say it's a bad contract for the Mariners because they're overpaying someone who hasn't.
Because he's not season. Betting. You're not betting on yourself because you just got offered a $200 guaranteed $1 million contract with $200 more million if you. Like relatively what you're supposed to do, maybe even better, but like
yeah. Well, then there's the other side of people saying that the Mariners are paying too much for a kid who hasn't even played a full season yet. But I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm with you. There's intangibles at play. There's intangibles at play, and you can see this kid and the way he plays the game and the love he has for the game. And I don't know. You watch this kid play for a couple months, and you can tell it's the fucking real deal.
Oh, he bowed it.
We knew he was.
Got to bring up next pod we have. We'll bring up. Yeah, next pod we have. I was just gonna say. Next pod we have up. We'll bring up the clip where we brought up the Griffey and him pick where he has the J Rod show chain. We were about that. We're about that pick. We're about eye test about here. It's like we're about people who buy a chain with their fucking name on it before they even step onto the big league.
Yeah, but he also outdid himself. Like the home run derby. I think you're absolutely right, Tobe. That got that put the ink on the paper right there, in my opinion too. And just
bright lights, dude. He's Deion Sanders type vibe. Dude.
I'm less impressed with the chain, although I know the diamonds will be bigger next year. I'm just. No, I'm impressed by his attitude. He honestly seems like he likes to play baseball. And people say that. And I used to just think it was some bullshit. But now that I've gotten back into playing baseball and like you play a lot of softball, Brownbear, like it's kind of fun, man. It's fun to get out there, throw the ball around, have a schmag. He understands. He would throw the ball around and have a schmag. He gets beyond all the millions of dollars. I guarantee if you talk to J-Rod and said, he'd say, man, I don't give a fuck. I just want to play. I guarantee, because that's how you get to the Hall of Fame. Goosebumps, man. Straight up. Go J-Rod. Go Mariners. This is going to be the wildest ride of Brown. I mean, okay, am I overplaying this, Brownbear? We've been doing this podcast for 3 years. You've been a fan for plus, 30, 20. What's this feel like comparatively? And I don't know, maybe we end on that. And you too, Tobe.
What's the season feel like, or the J-Rod contract? Or
do we have stars in our eyes this year, or am I hitting it on the head that this is just a special ass season and this could be
different,
a very
dude. It's built
team.
Different. It's built different. It really
the whole
is.
Thing's different. Yeah.
It's different. I feel like a number of things have come together. So obviously we got J-Rod, which for the first time in a long time, since like Felix, really probably is the first time we brought up like a homegrown dude who is really hit all the marks that we want to see, and early in the career, like he hasn't really stumbled. You could even attribute the early season struggles to him getting really awful fucking calls from the umpires, which I think anyone who watched the first 2 months of the season can really see. And having good
plate discipline.
Absolutely, and not succumbing to that and starting to swing at bad pitches and allowing himself to have bad calls and getting called third strikes and things like that. I think you could see from early on that he had a really like mature approach, and the fact that you can see when he's struggling, he's still having fucking fun, and he's having fun in the field when he's playing. He's fielding. You can see him joking around with Winker. You can see him out there like joking around with the fans, and then the team itself has come into itself in a way that I haven't seen with any Mariners team, really. Like, honestly, they are a family. Scott has come into his own as a manager. I've been a Scott hater, particularly with how he manages pitching in the past. But that dude, you can't deny his ability to bring people together and to get them to work as a cohesive unit. And I fuck with Scott Service. I'm a Scott Service stan now. And I get their approach. And one thing that's really, I think, can be easily discredited or discounted, or like, it doesn't really have a lot to do with their success. The Mariners seem really interested in finding not just good players, but people who are good people who enjoy baseball, who have fun, who support each other. And I think you could see that if you watch the press conference for Julio, the signing, all of the team was there, and they didn't show him, but he kept referring to them. They were all there at the thing, showed up at the stadium early, and rather than doing their own shit, going out to breakfast, whatever a normal player does before a game, they were all there supporting the homie, this 21-year-old kid who I don't think that many 21-year-old kids have that kind of impact on their team and bring a team together like this.
Yeah,
so
it's special.
It's special. And then to listen to the way that, like, to get away from J-Rod for a second, but to listen to the way that, like, Mitch and JP talk about the team. And, like, JP gave an interview the other day. He's like, this is what we've talked about. He's like, me and Mitch and Marco, we've talked about this for years. Like, this is what we're working towards. And, like, we're finally here, and now we're living it. And this is what it's about.
Exactly.
And
the
so
culture.
I really feel like it is different. It seems different.
Great point.
Power.
Great points, man. Great point.
We're getting stronger. Yeah, man. Go.
Also,
Mariners.
it's dope. It's dope too. I don't know. There's add this at the end. I think it's dope that like these. I don't know how you. I mean, obviously, like you guys know way more about this than me. But like these contract things, mid-season, early season, are so interesting to me. Where it's like, all right, it's like you sign JP to a 4-year contract early in the season. You sign Jesse Winker to an extension, and then you sign a Julio late season. And it's these things that are just like little like nuances throughout the season that go a long way to the team and mostly the fan base, just showing them that like this, as Jess and Brownbear were saying earlier, it's like this is not this year. This obviously it's this year's
Yeah, to
playoff
go
for
hard
show, but
on
this is
that.
like this is a championship team for this year and for years to come. And this is
Absolutely,
like
dude.
AL West taking
That's
over
how you
type of
build
vibe,
a
bro.
champ.
This
That's
is like,
the blueprint.
it's like we're taking the
There's
playoffs
not,
this year, and we're
yeah.
taking the playoffs next year. We're taking the playoffs the year after that. We're taking the playoffs the year
And
after
with
that.
Houston
We're the big dogs
on
now.
the could be on the decline, although they are doing well again. But you don't expect Verlander to continue into his 45th season or maybe. But you know what I'm saying? It's like there is a small opening now with Alvarez and with Houston. They could keep going, but and Pena and but I see an opening. I see a different AL West than in.
Well, and one thing that can be lost on the J-Rod contract is it's awesome for him, but it also signals that a team that has not historically been that kind of team to give contracts like that. The Cano contract aside, that I feel like doesn't apply to what I'm about to say here, but the team is ready to spend money, and they're spending on a young kid, and they're saying it's PR in a way to say, like, look, if you come here and you play, like, we'll give you the bag, dude. Like, we're ready to put the money out there.
Can I add one last thing too? This is kind of random, but I love metaphorically and just plot line wise the fact that Houston has fucking crushed Seattle this year. Because I really feel like it's like Seattle can do as well as we want to do and get the playoffs and all this shit. But I feel one day, and maybe even a little playoff fucking premonition, or maybe even a little end of September premonition. That, like, if that's the dog,
I'm not afraid.
And then
I'm not afraid.
Rock them. But you know what I'm saying? Where it's like,
I would love to
like
see
they
Houston
come in
the playoffs.
and then we just fucking rock them, bro. That would be so big. And it's like, at the end of the day,
we're
that's
a good away
people.
team.
That's the
I've
people we
seen us
have
win
to.
games
It's like if we
on the
beat
road.
them, that's the true test, because they're the dogs. I mean, Houston's the dogs. Like Jordan's the dog. All those dudes are dogs, and they're Dodgers type of level. But like, it's tight. I mean, I always hate on them that they're in the AL West, but I think it's tight to even have a team in the AL West who can really be like, because it's, I don't know. We just played the Guardians, the Guardians are a dope ass team, but like, they don't have a dog in that division who's like, yeah, this is how the playoffs are really gonna be, dog. Like, this is a good ass fucking, like, I'm not trying to shit on the Guardians. The Guardians are good, but like, you guys know what I mean? Where it's just like, it's like, as good as the Mariners are, they know everyone on that team in the back of their mind is like, fuck, we still get rocked by the Astros, and those, if we want to be World Series champs down the line, like, we have to fucking rock the Astros, because that's a good ass team. So I think it's tight. I mean, I think it's just tight. We're like in the spot we're at. We're just like, we're wild card one. We're trying to get that wild card one, but like, we'll get that wild card one, and then down the line, it's like we're taking Houston. Like, watch, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just gonna be a fun fucking battle from here on out, man.
Agree.
And also, shout out Ty France, man. That's my boy. And J. Rod said he was his babysitter. I thought that was hella funny. And the fact that he said Ty France taught him more than anything. Shouts out Tony Gwynn. I think that's down as baseball legends pass through and through.
Yeah.
And shouts out Ichiro giving J Rod the hug. That's his boy. They always say a pig. Like,
yo, dude, you can't forget. You can't discredit the fact that we got Griffey and Ichiro just fucking hanging out in the clubhouse on the regular, dude. Just chilling. Like, that has to be big. Like, these dudes grew up idolizing both these guys. You got, it's like the younger guys who I think kind of look to Ichiro, and then some of the older guys on the team grew up with Griffey. And to just have those guys walking around the clubhouse just chilling has got to be huge. Like,
big time.
And I got to say, Griff seems in like a really good mental state for someone who I know has struggled with like mental health issues throughout his career and stuff. Right now, he seems like he's in a really good spot.
Yeah, dude, totally. Did you see the most recent news about the World Baseball Classic?
Yeah, he's gonna be a coach, batting coach.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's That's what's up. That's gonna be fun to watch.
Griff out on the bases.
I'm hyped.
Well, it'll be an interesting finish, but tighten your saddles, man. Because if I know anything about baseball, I don't know anything at all. That's for sure.
The more you know, the more you don't know.
We'll be back next week. We're gonna try to keep it up a little more, I think. But you know how life gets in the way, and yeah, go Mariners, go Baseball Hippie Show. Thanks for watching, everybody, and yeah, man, the gang do. If you book them, they will come. Or
Yep.
no, hey,
GG's.
hey, Pop.
Catching a schmang, dude. Catching a schmang.